Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers, sisters. So, in continuation of the discussion that we've been having over the past few podcasts about the activities that were done over the last 6 weeks, one of them was traveling to Hijaz. So, some of the people have asked me, why do I travel to Hijaz? And I've talked about this question before, but I do want to address an important aspect in this question, and that we should all consider, especially the traveling to Medina during the days of Muharram. So, we all know what the Muharram is. The Muharram is the time when the household of the Prophet was massacred. Imam Hussein al-Islam was martyred, the entire Bani Hashim was massacred, and no one was left. Medina is the place where Imam Hussein al-Islam and all the Ahlul Bayt al-Islam, it is their home. It is the home of the Prophet after Hijrah, and it has been the home of the Ahlul Bayt al-Islam since that time. All the Imams, except for the 12th Imam, was born in Medina. So it is a place where there is special significance for Ahlul Bayt al-Salam. And so it should have special significance for the Shia of Ahlul Bayt al-Salam. Then there is also this aspect that within the radius of half or quarter of a mile, there are 6 Masumin buried in that radius. There is no place on earth where you have 6 Masumin. The most you have are 2 Masumin in Samra and in Kazaman. But 6 Masumin within a radius of quarter of a mile is unheard of, is incomprehensible. Think about the blessings that you get between, if you sit between the Rawza Rasul, the shrine of the Prophet, the house of Sayyida Fatma Zahra, and Al Baqi, where there are 4 Imams. I understand it is difficult. I understand you cannot practice your religion as freely as you can in, let's say, New York, Karachi, Bombay, Lucknow, Iraq, Iran, England, Canada, Australia, any part of the world. You can be much more free to practice your religion and give the condolences to the Prophet ﷺ than in Medina. I agree with that aspect. But my dear brothers and sisters, that is exactly the point, that you and we should go to the Prophet, give him the condolences of of his grandson in the place which is the house of the Prophet and the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. And that's why we should all try to go during that time. And you won't believe me when I'll tell you this, but this is a fact, that when you are in Medina or Makkah on the 10th of Ashur or the 10th of Muharram, the day of Ashura, there is not a single person who is remembering Imam Hussein alayhi salam. There might be a few people here and there, but the majority of the Shia, they're scared. They do not want to go to the shrine of the Prophet or to the mosque of the Prophet, because there are like army people like lining the Baqi cemetery, 50 to 100 army personnel. There are army personnel who are standing right next to the grill of Baqi cemetery. You are not allowed to stand or pay respect to the Ahlul Bayt al-Islam. You're not allowed to stand and pray to Allah in front of Ahlul Bayt al-Islam. You're not allowed to actually just stand and do dua, let alone matam or majlis or anything, in front of the graves of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. That is the point, that I want to make, that the ghurba in Medina is palpable. It still feels like you are in the Iraq of 1200 or 1000 years ago, when the graves of Imam Hussein al-Assalam and people were not allowed to go for ziyarah. So, my dear brothers and sisters, everyone who listens to this message, please make an effort, go to Medina, prove a point that the Shias are not dead. You are a living symbol of the prayer of the Prophet Imam Ali alayhi salam, Sayyidah Fatima Zahra, Imam Hassan, and Imam Hussein alayhi salam himself. Go to their home. And if many people go there, the government cannot do anything until as they block everyone, and then they get the wrath from the governments of the countries which will be against them because they stop their citizens from going and practicing their right of freedom in their country. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.